Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. This is Dave DeBow, I'm your host. What do we got in store for you? Well, for our business breakthrough, I want to share my friend Michael McLean's number one way to get your business on track and really kicking butt. For our real estate tip, I'm going to share some tips again from Julie Broad with how to raise money for how to find money from your investors. And for our mindset minute, I'm going to talk about the fallacy of time management. Stay tuned. All right, so for today's business breakthrough, I want to share some insights from my good buddy Michael McLean and his new book, How Not to Get Your Ass Kicked in the Insurance Business. I love Michael. I love his marketing. I love the fact that he's so irreverent. He just doesn't give a crap. High impact, great stuff. You know, Michael's a good friend of mine, very, very sharp marketer, top insurance guy, one of the top insurance guys in the country. And anyhow, his number one way, he's got a list here of 18 component parts of my triple your insurance profit system. So this applies to any kind of business. Number one, fire anyone on your staff who can't or won't change. Fire anyone on your staff who cannot or who will not change. So the fact is, to really get your business up and going, you're going to have to set into place policies and procedures, different things to get things cranking, especially if it's not working the way you like. If you've got staff and they don't cooperate, they don't comply, there's only one solution. You get rid of them, period. It's your business, you got to make it work. So that is the message. If you really want to get it, you got to be willing to stick to your guns, and if your staff won't willingly change, or do things the way you want them to, you're going to have to let them go. All right, and I want to congratulate Michael on finally getting his book done. Good job, my friend. I thought I had skinny books. Michael, this is a skinny book. It is 75 pages, but that's great. It looks like a book, smells like a book, reads like a book, and the nice thing is about skinny books is they're easy to read and quick to go through. So you can probably Google this and find out how to get your own copy of Michael's book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in the Insurance Business. I found it a good read, and I'm not in the insurance business. This applies to any kind of business you're in as well. So good job, my friend Michael. All right, now turning to today's real estate tip. Again, another tip from Julie Broad from the Rent Home Profit Summit, where she was a guest speaker, and I just recently came back from her training weekend as well, which was fantastic. But one of the things that Julie talked about was you really have to look at things when you're presenting offers or deals to potential investors. And you have to cover 5 important things in your presentation. And it's the 5 whys. So first of all, it's why you? Why should they invest with you as an investor? So you got to really look at that. What makes you trustworthy enough for them to invest with? Number 2 is why now? Why should they be investing now instead of waiting until later? So why is now the right time to make this investment? Number 3 is why should they invest in this particular market? So wherever the property is that you're trying to find an investor for, why should they invest in that market? Number 4, why should they do this strategy? So depending on what your strategy is, if it's buy and hold, if it's rent to own, if it's a flip, whatever your strategy is, why should they do this strategy? And then last but not least, number 5, I hope I got that counted right. Wagner just pointed out I got nice red marking all over my hand, so no, it's not bleeding, it's just I can't write very well. Number 5 is why should they do this particular deal? So we've talked about why you, why now, why this market, why this strategy, now why this particular property. If you cover all 5 of those whys, you'll have a very, very good chance of getting your investor on board. That's your real estate tip for this week. Okay, so for this week's Mindset Minute, another tidbit from our good friend Andrew Barber-Starkey of Pro Coach. And Andrew talks about the fallacy of time management. So many of us, myself included, I've got books on time management. I've taken time management courses. Hasn't done me a heck of a lot of good. You can ask Wagner, you can ask Tracy. My time management isn't always stellar. However, I still managed to get quite a bit done. And part of the reason is I kind of followed intuitively what Andrew Barber Starkey talks about, which is it isn't about managing your time. It's about managing yourself around time. You cannot manage time. We all have the same amount. We've all got the same number of minutes in an hour, number of hours in a day, number of days in a week, etc. The only thing you can do is manage yourself around your time. And what does that boil down to? That boils down to, again, like we talked about a few weeks ago, the 80-20 rule. What is the 20% of activities that you do that create 80% of your results? And focus on spending much more of your time, manage your time to do more of those activities. That's your Mindset Minute for this week. All right, if you're a Diamond member and you've been procrastinating, time is running out, so now it's time to take action. Get signed up for our upcoming Diamond Cruise, diamondcruise.ca, for a video all about that. If you're not a Diamond member, you should be. Go ahead and check out that and sign up for a trial of the program, and you can participate as well. You're welcome to bring your family and your friends on the cruise. It's going to be a 7-day Caribbean cruise from March the 30th to April the 6th. I'm taking my wife and my kids. Going to have a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it. I could use a cruise right about now. So could you. What else is going on? Well, tomorrow is our big webinar. So it's how to make 2013 your best year ever as a Canadian real estate investor. So we've got a whole slew of fantastic expert speakers who are going to be on board. So I highly encourage you to register right away. CanadianProfitsWebinar.com, or click on the button to the right there to get registered. Again, if you can't make it on the live call tomorrow night and you're interested in this, go ahead and register anyhow. That way we'll follow up with you and let you know when the replay is up. So we're going to be talking about some of our very best tips. We've got myself on there. We've got July Ono, Paul Hecht, Paul Blackier, and many others as well. Not many others, several others as well. It's going to be a jam-packed, very informational, very educational presentation. So if you're at all interested in real estate investing and you want to get started or kick up your investing this year, make sure you're on that webinar. Take care and talk to you next week. Bye-bye.